We always do this. We always go.
Never tackle last out.
Okay, we're gonna do number 13 together. Here we go. Thank you for your patience. So make sure your phones are now put away. Make sure your phone is now put away. Okay, listen, hey. Look. Okay, for number 13, first thing I want you to do is write on your paper, not the packet, of course, write the following sentence on your paper. F has inflection point. Write this down. F has inflection point when F double prime changes sign. So F has an inflection point when F double prime changes sign. We could have focused on this here, but if you don't have a graph, that's not going to help. So don't ever try to figure out when a function is increasing or decreasing unless you're looking at the graph of that function. It's far better to focus on F double prime changing sign because all we have are equations. Okay? Without a graph, it's hard to do the other. Questions? Okay, cool. So we need F double prime, so I'm just going to jump around the room quick. So Mary, what do I do to find F double prime? Perfect. I need the second derivative of F. So Brooklyn, how do I find the second derivative of F? 2 points for Mary.
So first find the first derivative.
Tell me what you write, Brooklyn.
So u of x, y over dx.
You're good. I'm going to say F prime, same thing.
Equals d of 3x with the.
And you're doing good. We can do that one in our head, so you're okay.
Oh, so yeah, okay. 15x to the fourth. Minus 20x to the third.
2 points for Brooklyn. Questions from anyone? Awesome. So keep going. So we have F prime. So Josh, now what do I do?
F double prime.
Keep going.
And then that equals 60 x to the third minus 60 x to the third minus 60 x squared.
2 points for Josh. Questions from anyone about anything? Okay, we're trying to figure out when F double prime changes sign. So we're going to build what's known as a sign chart. What makes a sign chart easy is you don't have to worry about any numbers. All you have to worry about are positive and negative. So it's quicker. However, you must memorize that whatever you're sign charting, it's best to have that equation in as factored as possible. So we want to factor F double prime as much as we can. So Tessa, can you see any way to write F double prime factored?
Take out 60 and x squared.
2 points for Tessa. Stella, what would we have left?
We would have x minus 1.
Nicely done, 2 points. Questions? Everybody okay? Cool. So now we have F double prime in factored form. We can make a sign chart of F double prime because our goal is to figure out when F double prime is changing sign. So we want the sign chart of F double prime. Question? Cool. So the chart is pretty simple. You start with this statement. Now, what I'm about to write on the board on the written section of the AP test will almost always get you a point. It's like the simplest way ever to get a point on the AP test. Just write down, you want to figure out when f double prime is going to equal 0 or undefined. That simple statement in black will often earn you a point, even if you do nothing else. Questions? So now we want to answer that. So we put a little when here. X equals, we'll go to Gideon. So Gideon, what value must we put here and here so that f double prime is either 0 or undefined?
1 or 0.
1 or 0. Perfect. 2 points for Gideon. Questions from anyone? You don't need me to repeat anything, say it differently, anything. Okay, cool. Here's how we build a chart. Just a table. We've done this many, many times in the past. The only thing that's new is we don't really care about every x, and we don't care about numbers. All we care about are positive or negative. So we're going to chart f double prime. We need to leave a little bit of space, so we're going to have some number before x equals 0, so leave a little space, then x equals 0. Then some number between x equals 0 and 1, so leave some space again. Like that. Questions? So page, if I take an x equals 0, this is kind of a, hopefully this is easy. I'm not trying to trick you, I just want to make sure you're with me. If I take x equals 0 and I put x equals 0 into f double prime, what value will I get for f double prime?
0.
0. So we knew that one, so just mark it down. How about x equal 1, Paige?
0.
0 as well, 2 points. So carry on, what I do now is I need to pick an x that is less than 0, and you can pick any x you want.
Negative 0.5.
Oh, smart, 2 points for that. Best to pick numbers that are easy to work with. So negative 1's really simple, so let's just go there. The other would have worked, it doesn't really matter. Just something simple is easier. 2 points for carry on. So Maddox, we take x equal negative 1, we put that into this factor, and all I care is that factor going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
Perfect, 2 points. So then Ian, I take the x equal negative 1, I put that x into the other factor.
Negative.
Negative, 2 points. There I figured out that for any x from negative infinity all the way to x equal negative 1, all the y values of f double prime are going to be negative. By testing 1 point, you figure out what's happening for all the others, for the kind of problems we're dealing with. Questions? Bothered by me?
Can you scroll over again?
Uh-huh. So, are you okay that we have our equation for f double prime? Perfect. And are you okay that we know that for these x values, the y value of f double prime will be 0? Awesome. So now we just need to check one other x. Any x that is less than 0, whatever happens for that x is going to be true for all of the x's that are less than 0. So if I put a negative 1x here, Claire, what do I get?
It's negative 60.
So negative 1 squared would be,
6.
yeah, and the number we don't care really. So negative 1 squared is positive. Positive times a positive 60 would still be positive, so that factor is positive. If I put a negative 1 here, what do I get?
It's negative.
That one's negative. So I know that if I plug in x equal negative 1, or any x more negative than that, the y value of f double prime will be negative. 2 more. Anybody else? Please.
So you can
can also extend that to things less than -1 because it's still going to be a negative. But like in between -1 and 0, as long as it's still negative.
Yeah, my bad, sorry. Hey, listen to Dylan. Hey, I said that badly, that was a mistake. Really what we know is this. Dylan's going to take 4 for noticing my error. Listen, from x equal -infinity, all the way to, not including x equals 0, every one of those y coordinates of f double prime will be negative. All of them. That was much better. Anybody else? Cool. So Ethan, now what do you suspect we're going to do?
Which Ethan?
Oh, sorry, this one here, my bad.
Find a number between 0 and 1.
Perfect. What do you want?
0.5.
Sounds good. 2 points for Ethan, so other Ethan now, Ethan Jensen. So now what?
You just plug in 0.5 for,
So first factor will be
that'll be positive.
good, so we're good there. Second factor, Ethan.
That'll be negative.
Perfect, 2 points. Therefore, back to Dylan's comment, for any x beginning at x equals 0, all the way to x equal 1, any of the x's in between, the y coordinates of f double prime are going to be negative. Questions? Solid. So, make sure our microphone's still working. Looking good. Let's go to Maddie. Now what?
Find the point greater than 1.
Tell me what you want to use.
2.
Seems fair. So, 2 points for Maddie. Charity, now what do I do? So, first factor of f double prime, if x equals 2, this factor will be positive. And then Charity, the second factor will be positive. So we just figured out that for any x that is greater than 1, for any x that is greater than 1, these are x values. For any x that's greater than 1, the y value of f double prime will be positive. 2 points for Charity. Question, please.
Can't we also do just like the 1 plus for that? Just to believe
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, either way, doesn't matter. 2 points for Ethan. Just any x bigger than 1. Please.
So like you know how you have the arrow like going to the 1 and then after the 1. So do any of them include 1? Like it's like anything less than 1, anything greater than 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we don't want to include x equal 1 because at x equal 1, f double prime is actually 0.
Oh, okay.
But for any x greater than 1, f double prime will be positive.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
2 more for Riley. Anything else? Anything? So, show me on your hand if you know the correct letter answer. Like this, not everyone can see. What is the correct letter answer? So we're looking for where f has points of inflection, which means we're looking for f double prime changes sign. Show me again. Some people had it wrong. I think we fixed the error. If you are doing this, you get to write down 3 points. Question? You want me to talk through it?
Please help because it has to be positive. But 0 is positive.
So what we're looking for is 2 for Sabrina. F double prime has y coordinates that are negative for every single x beginning at x equal -infinity, all the way until we get to x equals 0. At x equals 0, the sign of f will change from negative to 0. And then, when we go to the next x, the sign changes back to negative. So that's not considered a sign change, because it did not go from negative to positive, it just stayed negative. So we don't count x equals 0 as an inflection point for f. Does that answer your question? So we keep going. When we get to x equal 1, however, the sign of f double prime changes from x equal from a y value that's negative to a y value that's 0, and then to a y value that's positive. So that change in sign, which occurs at x equal 1, that's what we call an inflection point on f. Two more. Anybody? Please, Paige.
So once we figured out the x equals 0 and x equals 1, did we need to draw the sign chart, or is that just to like, further show what we're doing?
2 points for Paige. I'd like to see how many know the answer to this. Okay. Raise your hand if you know the answer to whether, like we know that f double prime is going to equal 0 at x equals 0, and f double prime will equal 0 at x equal 1. So there is some thought that maybe I don't even need this whole sign chart stuff, but there's a critical reason why I must have the sign chart. What's the critical reason why I must have the sign chart? Lexi?
Because you don't know if it's going to like cross or not, or if it's just going to stay.
Yeah, I've got to figure out whether f double prime actually changes sign. Do not fall into the trap. F double prime equaling 0 does not guarantee that f has an inflection point. You've got to verify that f double prime actually changed sign. 2 points if your hand was raised. Paige, did that answer your question? Okay. Anyone else? Awesome, 2 of those.